Welcome to Cashflow Quadrant Entrepreneurs. My name is Nancy Gaskins, and I sow seeds of hope and entrepreneurial opportunity in communities around the globe. I'm so happy that you all decided to join us today. It is very exciting. We are launching Cashflow Quadrant Entrepreneurs. We've been in what a lot of people might call beta testing or soft launch since April the 10th. And I'm so excited to start this video series to kind of let all of you out there who've been asking me questions on what is it that you're doing in your co-op. So the first thing that I want to ask you is, what exactly is a cash flow quadrant entrepreneur? Some of you may be familiar with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. One of his books is the Cash Flow Quadrant. And when he discusses that, he is teaching us how to become rich. That's why it's called the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. In this, he has kind of like a tic-tac-toe quadrant, and it has a left side and a right side. And on the left side, he talks about you are a wage earner or a W-2 earner. That is an employee. Down on the bottom quadrant, it is you are self-employed. That's where a lot of entrepreneurs are. What you think was a really good deal sometimes just turns into you've created yourself another job. So that's the left side. On the right side of the quadrant is a business owner. This is where you actually own a business. You could be an operator, but most of the time you're getting profits and cash flow from being a business owner. Down on the bottom right corner would be the investor side. So the goal of this group is get you from the left side to the right side of the quadrant, because that's where all successful, financially independent people reside. It doesn't matter what quadrant you're at right now. You can become a cash flow quadrant entrepreneur. So my vision for this series is, first of all, we want to grow this to 1 million cash flow quadrant entrepreneurs. We want to help you achieve financial independence in 36 months or less. You heard that right. Gain financial independence in 36 months or less. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a solid financial strategy to help you get you from where you are to where you want to be in 36 months or less. Next, we want you to be able to make a positive impact in this world. We are going to track and record our results so that we can share those with the world. We want to make this affordable. A lot of you may be thinking, I can't afford that. I can barely keep my bills paid right now. Well, yes, you can, because our program is so affordable. It's $10 a month. Don't tell me that you don't waste $10 a month at the convenience store, out there just on junk, whatever it is that you're doing. I guarantee you can find $10 a month to go towards your financial independence fund. We want this to be easy to understand and replicate, and we want your input. We want to be able to explore all the financial possibilities, all of the projects, all of the business opportunities that are available right now in the world. We want to hear your ideas. What are you hearing out there? What are your friends talking about? This can be fintech, real estate, cryptocurrency, affiliate programs. We don't care if it's online or offline businesses, for profit, not for profit, training and development opportunities. Sometimes it's just tools and resources that could benefit entrepreneurs. We like things in the pre-launch and soft launch stages, because that's where a lot of times a lot of money can be made. So make sure that you bring us your ideas. And a little bit of icing on the cake is we're going to offer cash incentives for you to refer other people to join our tribe. Absolutely no experience is necessary. This is for everyday people around the globe. The cash incentive right now is you will get $25 cash for every referral that you send us. So for today, I'm very excited because we're going to be introducing one of our projects that we have been using now since April the 10th. And this program is Cash FX. Our co-op started on April the 10th. And for the months of April to June, we have now earned $122.59. And we invested $300 into this program. So at the end of our first quarter, we had already earned 40.8% ROI. Now, I don't know about you, But check what the current banks are paying you on your money. This is in just 3 months. I just ran the numbers just a few minutes ago to see what we're looking at in July. And for the month of July, we've already earned $42.80, which brings us to a total of $165.39. We invested $300. So right now we are at a grand total of 55.1% in 16 weeks. Now, again, there can never be any guarantees of income expressed or implied and all of those things that we have to say, those are our disclaimers, but this is what's happening for us right now. And one of the things that we do is we try it first as a group. And what our hope is as we go on and we see which projects are going to be flops, which ones are really going to do extremely well for us, we want you to feel confident enough that you're able to do it on your own as well, so that you can make some additional income. What I love about this particular company is it offers a couple of things. One is it offers an opportunity to earn passive income. And right now, that's what our co-op is doing. We didn't do anything but invest and give them $300 US. And we just sit here, and every week on average, we're earning about $10.34 a week. Now, just imagine if we put more money in, how much we could earn, right? This is by doing nothing. Literally, all I do is just go check and see how much has been put on my account each week. So that's exciting. Now, there's another option here. You can be active in this. That means you can go and tell other people, obviously, and you can earn additional money. Another thing that I love is it's in the Forex market. For those of you who may not know what that means, that stands for foreign exchange. In just a few minutes, I'm going to let you learn a little bit more about that, because that may be a foreign word for you. And so at this time, I'm going to introduce my dear friend, Claudio Pogliari, and he is in Canada, and he's going to be sharing his story. He's going to be sharing exactly what he did, how he did it, where he's at. And then we have a special cameo appearance a little bit later on, where you're going to hear somebody who has just really hit it in the stratosphere with this company. So I thought it would be great to hear from somebody. We're doing it, so I'm a firsthand experience on what's going on here. Claudio has done it, and I've been watching him for over a year and following his path. So welcome, Claudio. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Nancy. Thanks for that great introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm really looking forward to having this conversation with you.
So let's talk first about your background, how you grew up and where you worked, and how in the world did you evolve from there to becoming an entrepreneur and getting involved into this Cash FX program.
Well, I mean, I've always been an introvert, so that's really always been a challenge for me to really excel at these businesses. And my first introduction was when I was about 17, 18 years old. This company, I think few people may have heard of them before, Amway. Yeah, I was with Amway. I actually joined them twice. The second time they had changed their name, and I had no idea it was the same company until I had already joined them. But, I fell into that, loved the concept of financial freedom, being able to have that passive income, never having to work again. It didn't quite work out the way I had hoped. And, a couple of other times along the way, I had tried a couple of other companies, but never really been able to grasp anything that have that massive success. I finally got to a point where, I was married for the second time, actually, and my wife overheard somebody at work talking about this coffee that somebody was drinking that helped with a lot of aches and pains in their knees. I was having the same issues. I stood there and said, oh, yeah, I'll try the coffee, but I'm not joining any other businesses. Well, that didn't quite work out the way I expected. We did join the business, and I've tried a few other things along the way. Again, never really finding that success until Cash FX. Good friend of mine, Mike Wiebe, we were in business together in another business. Didn't quite go as well as expected because of, when COVID hit, it had a huge impact on it. And he told me about this back in February, March of last year. And when I heard it at first, my first thought was, Forex. What is that? I have no idea. I've never heard of it before. Bitcoin I had heard of a little bit here and there. Cryptocurrencies I had heard of. Never really had any interest in learning about it. And that's what kind of held me back. I had several friends approach me. We were all in the same business together prior. And they all said the same thing. Oh, you got to come in. We're making great money with this thing. Yeah, but I really don't want to have to learn a whole new industry and all this. And finally, somebody came to me and says, you know what? You don't need to learn a thing. Put your money in, watch it grow. That's it. You want to share it with other people, you can share it and grow from there. And I've had massive success. I've had better success with this company here than probably all the other companies put together. So yeah, I'm loving it. I love the journey. I love the friends that we've made, and there's really no stopping us.
So let's talk about the nitty gritty. What is Cash FX? What's it all about? And take us on the journey.
So Cash FX is a company whereby we buy in, they call it a pack. Okay, you can start as little as $300 US, several pack sizes going up 300, 500, 1,000, all the way up to 100,000. So you can really get in wherever you feel most comfortable. We always tell everybody, get in where it's not going to make you lose sleep overnight. So wherever you're comfortable, you can come in. And what Cash FX does is they pool all of our money together. They have professional traders on staff. They also have an artificial intelligence program built in to their system, and they go out and they do several thousand trades a day. In over 2 years of trading, we have never lost money in any one particular day. Again, like Nancy said, we cannot make any guarantees for the future, but that's what history shows us so far today. So basically, they're doing exactly what the banks are doing with our money when we deposit our money in the banks. Because the banks are using our money, they're going to the Forex market. They're making billions of dollars in profits, and they're telling us, well, here's your 1% a year. Enjoy it. Hope you can have a nice vacation in Scarborough. So, there's we finally have somebody that's doing something for the so-called little guy. And, we've had great results so far. Actually, in 5 days, it'll make 1 year since I've been with the company. And I've pretty much multiplied my initial buy-in by 50. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a great journey. And it's going to go a lot quicker now too. So excited about that.
Folks, just in case you haven't paid attention lately, go to bankrate.com and find out what all the banks are paying right now on your CDs and money market accounts and all of those things. When he says 1% a year, that means if you loaned your bank $1 for a whole year, you will be lucky if they pay you back 1 cent. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it and really soak that in. So they're out here investing your money, your hard-earned money, and making billions of dollars and paying you a penny. That is crazy. There's no way that you can achieve true financial independence by operating with that system. Granted, there's always risk. Every business comes with risk. You can take calculated risk and you can minimize your risk, but you can never eliminate risk, 100% of the time. So how long has Cash FX been in business now, Claudio?
Actually, 2 years this month, we went into pre-launch. We spent 4 months in pre-launch. So this was 2019. And then our official launch was November 8th of 2019. And we also did 8 months of trading prior to the pre-launch, just to kind of test things and make sure everything was working. So when I say that the company's never lost money in any one day, that goes way back to when they first started doing their test trading. So those are the results we've had.
And so that means that every week on Saturday, I get an email that tells me what my earnings are for that week. And I always look forward to getting that email so that you can kind of track and see where your results are. So Claudio, why don't you share your screen and show us your back office. Again, folks, this is just Claudio's results. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be yours, but Claudio will tell you, he's just an everyday guy, just like you and me. He took an opportunity. He took advantage of the opportunity, tested it out. And how much money did you start with, Claudio?
$500 US, of which I've actually already pulled out. So if you look at it technically, I'm really risk-free, because whatever money I still have in there trading for me are all earnings, not any more of my own money out of my pocket.
So he's playing with bank money now, folks. Like if you go down to the casinos and you start with $25 and you play the slot machines and you win your $25 back and a few extra, and then you just play with the extra, that's what you're doing. So that's what Claudio has done. So go ahead.
Exactly. I want to throw out one figure first. I kind of calculated this last year that really blew my mind. I just recently upgraded to a new level. So it kind of took effect on Thursday and Friday of last week. And when I look at my 1-day earnings, in order to earn the same amount in the 1 day with 1% that the banks are paying, you would need to have $3 million in your bank account.
Wow.
I don't quite have that much. Not yet.
That is fabulous. Claudio, before you get started here on your screen, we just had Mike join us. And folks, I want to introduce you to Mike Wiebe. I'm going to let Claudio do the proper introduction, but I'm so grateful that Mike was able to join us today. He is actually traveling. And so I wanted him just to come on and share a little bit of his experience with you. And one of the things I want to tell you about Mike, you know, we're down here at earth level. Claudio has already taken off, so he's out there, you know, in the atmosphere, but Mike is in the stratosphere when it comes to cryptocurrency. So I wanted you to be able to see and hear from, and it looks like he just got cut off. We'll see if he can get back on here in just a minute. But I wanted to give you some different perspectives to show you. Again, we're all just ordinary people. Just, you know, we really, truly have a goal to become cash flow quadrant entrepreneurs. We want to achieve financial independence, and we're trying different things. And one of the cool things about Mike is Mike has really been singularly focused, I believe, he'll tell you here in a minute, in the cryptocurrency space, where Claudio also has been very singular focused only in cash FX. And so I absolutely love this. And Claudio, if you would give Mike a little bit of introduction there for folks.
Yeah, absolutely. So I met Mike, it's probably going back about 5 years now. I had another friend of mine that introduced me to a new business opportunity, wasn't Cash FX quite yet. And Mike was the one that came and met with us because he did the presentation because this other person was fairly new at it. So I got to know Mike really well there. We were in a travel business actually together. So we went on several trips together, several conventions together. He is an incredible leader. He was our basic leader in this area. He's always there for you. He's always there to back you up. He's always there to give you information that you need. He'll do presentations for you day or night. It doesn't matter. So he's been an incredible help. So when he told me about this back in last February, March, as I mentioned, I was very skeptical, and I'm kicking myself now. I wish I would have gone in when I first heard it from him. So when I finally made the decision to jump on board, again, Mike is always there. He was doing several presentations a week. Anybody that wanted to bring people in or wanted to show them how the whole business worked, we just plugged them into his presentations, and the business grew and grew and grew. So like I said, he's an incredible leader, you know, with Cash FX as well now. So I'm not going to get into his story. I'll let him tell you that. But Mike, take it away. Drive safe while you're doing it.
Hey, Claudio. Hey, Nancy. How are you guys?
Doing fabulous.
Awesome.
Thank you so very much.
Hey, it's a pleasure to join you guys. I apologize. I'm on the road. I hope my visual and audio is okay. You can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. So yeah, thanks for that, Claudio. This has been a wild, I guess, 2 years almost 2 years for what we've been doing. And I believe I caught a little bit of what Nancy was saying at the beginning with regards to being involved in cryptocurrency. And so I'll share a little bit about my story and how this all came to be and how I ended up in CFX. So I got along with my brother, we did a bit of a deep dive on money, on what is money, and really, you know, sort of to backtrack a little bit. I don't think anyone can really understand or fully grasp what is going on now with, you know, cryptocurrencies and more specifically Bitcoin until they have a bit of a grasp and understanding about money itself. And so when we started to do that about 4 years ago, and we heard someone mention Bitcoin, we started to dive in and go down the rabbit hole, as they say. And all of a sudden the light bulb just went off, and we were like, oh my goodness, like we couldn't believe we had heard about it before then, but never really done our homework, to the degree that we needed to. And it takes, everyone's sort of talking to each other, it's like a hot topic, whatever, but it really does require hours and hours and hours of learning to fully sort of wrap your head around just the general overarching concept, to know what you're dealing with. And so when that happened, that moment happened, and I'm specifically talking about Bitcoin because crypto sort of quote is kind of going around nowadays. 95% is high.
Sorry, Mike, you're breaking up a little bit.
If I do cut close to Perry's sound, so I apologize for the connection. Hopefully, if I do cut out, Claudio, just let me know. You
It's
can hear me
better
okay
now.
now?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
good.
better now.
With regards to all these altcoins that really serve no purpose, and it's just purely marketing, a lot of people are FOMOing into these, hoping that they're going to catch one of these big pumps and then make a lot of money. And so that's why you may as well be in the casino, right? Because you can make casino money in there as well. So it's virtually the same thing. And I guess it's a virtual, a version of it. So, but when we looked at the properties of money and realized how sound Bitcoin is, it's the hardest form of money we've ever seen on the planet, we jumped in and we did as much as we got as much as we could. So I wouldn't even call it an investment now. It's literally moving your money from unsound money, which is what we've got in fiat, to sound money, which is a fixed supply of 21 million coins in Bitcoin that you can transfer around the world in seconds for very low cost. And it's permissionless, right? It's censorship resistant, and nobody can seize it from you. So the power of that is it's incredible. And so when we got into
You froze again there, Mike.
Better now?
Yeah, I heard that.
Testing. All right. So a couple of years now, we're talking about fall. As Claudio mentioned, we're doing some travel stuff together. When that wasn't sort of going as planned, a friend of mine that had been a trader for a decade reached out to me and showed me CFX. And at the time, I knew nothing about currency exchange, and wasn't a trader, didn't really have a grasp of that. But the appeal for me was the fact that it was paying in Bitcoin. And of course, I'm all about Bitcoin, and an opportunity to generate more of it was very appealing to me. And so, again, I feel like we really, really got lucky with this, because I kind of jumped in just, because things weren't working with our other stuff. I just jumped in on a whim, more or less, and learned about it as I went on the fly. And I got to say that we just got lucky with it, because I've seen so many of these platforms now that I have more experience in it. I've seen so many platforms collapse, right? They may have had bad intentions from the beginning and never planned on being around for very long, or they just didn't do business the right way and just got shut down. And so I've seen probably half a dozen of these types of platforms close up shop just this year. And so really, it's nothing more than getting lucky. And so to have found a platform where, we're in touch with the CEOs on calls regularly. I get updates from them regularly. They do month-end calls with the whole corporate staff. There's a head office that we're being shown video of it being fully renovated in downtown Panama. We've got people touring it and whatnot. So it just, when it comes to this sort of thing, the moon and the stars just align, and we just got lucky. So feel very blessed to be a part of this. As Claudio mentioned, well, I'm based in Canada as well, just outside the Toronto area. And we're excited for another phase that's rolling out, by this fall. And it's just going to be more good stuff coming. So,
Mike, you don't have to give us the exact dollar amount or anything, but could you just give folks an idea of about how much that you have put into the platform yourself and now about how much you're making?
sure. So how the sort of general idea as to how the platform works is you purchase a trade contract, and it can be as small as $300 or as big as $100,000. And so I started at the 300 level, and I use profits from the team build and from the weekly returns from trading to upgrade to the $500 and the $1,000 package within the first about 6 weeks. And that was during the time when I was sort of doing my due diligence, right? And I was on calls, Zoom calls with my sponsor, who I have a very good relationship with. He's actually the chief marketing officer of the company now, being a 30-year veteran in the space, and just very astute, sharp guy. They offered him a role with corporate. So he's my direct. And so I guess we're privileged to have an inside track on stuff like that. During 6 weeks, the $1,000 contract purely on profits. And so at that point, I felt like we're at a crossroads, and I was in trouble financially.
You're breaking up there a bit, Mike. We heard you say you were in trouble financially. You were at 1,000.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay, perfect. So I was at 1,000 at a crossroads, substantial amount of debt, businesses, and
Yeah, it's breaking up
pretty
again.
much this opportunity.
Maybe try turning your
The signal's just, I'm in the middle of nowhere now. So
can you
is that
turn your
okay?
camera off?
Is that
Maybe
better?
it helps.
Let me try that.
Yeah, sometimes that helps.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. So let's.
So you were at a crossroads. You were in financial.
I'll go back. Yes. Okay. And so 6 weeks into this platform, I saw how well it was performing, and I just decided this was my shot. And so I kind of broke my own rule, which was never touch my Bitcoin, right? Never touch my stack, because that was sort of my long-term savings account, you could say. But I decided to take a risk, and I came out of pocket $19,000 to jump up to the $20,000 package. And at that point, I'd done the math. It was going to take roughly 4 months to have my principal returned, and that was a risk I was willing to take. And with everything that went on, it only ended up taking about 3 months, and that put me in February of 2020 last year. So at that point, I had hit another rank, earned another bonus, which was a $10,000 Rolex. I took the cash equivalent, which was $7,500. I used that to upgrade to a $30,000 pack. And then, as you know, all of last year, I was able to use profits, and from the trade to all.
Sorry, Mike, you're breaking up again. Yeah, there's still almost nothing coming through. Are you able to hear me okay?
We might have lost him.
Yeah.
So at that point, he had worked himself up to the $30,000 pack, and I'm sure he's up. Is he at the 100,000 right now? Claudio, do you know?
Well, well, let's see if maybe it's,
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, that's better.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep,
Sorry, guys.
no problem. We heard we heard you until you were up to the 30,000 pack with the money that you got from the Rolex.
Okay. 30 all through the year, I was able to use profits from trading and the build to go right up to the 100K pack last fall. And so I've maxed out. So I earned my 200% on that and was able to use profits again to buy back in at 50, which is where I'm at now. So it's been extremely profitable to be in a platform for, less than 2 years, to be essentially at the same level or higher than a lot of my upline type leaders from old businesses after, watching them for several years, to generate those levels, inside of 2 years was just mind blowing to me. I just never thought that was possible. And so I just feel like a platform like this where every single person gets paid. If you talk about
Unfortunately, you're cutting out again, Mike. I was hoping to be able to get one more piece of information from you, and I can kind of fill in some of the blanks because obviously I know a lot of your journey. Can you just quickly tell us how many people you've?
You're back. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Sorry, I don't know where I cut out there. Go ahead.
Well, you were telling us that you were at the 100,000, and you maxed that out, and you came back in at the 50,000, and that you've accomplished what a lot of your other friends and mentors have done in other businesses. That's taken them several years to do.
Right, and so I just didn't think that was possible, and I really think that's a testament to, what I call network marketing 2.0, which is the product that you're paying for pays you money. Right? It's not something that you're ordering every month. And this is not a knock against some of those products because I use some of those products. I'm on a monthly subscription. But this is truly for the average person that can generate funds without having to turn around and even recruit a single person. So the product actually pays you money because you're buying a trade contract. So when they pool it, they have a lot more leverage in the market, so they can make stronger moves, as much more so than any one individual could on their own. And so there's power behind numbers in that sense. So I was just floored by how well this platform works, and we're flying as we always have been for this, like I said, going on 2 years, and we've got some really exciting stuff coming up this fall.
Mike, do you mind sharing with us quickly, just so people get an idea, how many people you personally brought in and roughly how many people you're at now in your organization?
Absolutely. So I would say I'm personally responsible for 28 people, I believe is the number, 28 people that I've shown CFX to. And out of those 28, I've only retained 4 as personal. So they're personally sponsored by me. The other 24 I have allocated to people in my organization. And so those 28 people total have now generated a team of over 7,300 people in my organization.
Wow. That is amazing.
To have that happen in, we're talking about 21 months. That just didn't even seem possible in the network marketing space. I mean, I was really busting my hump for 3.5 years, and I think I maxed out somewhere around 480 people with my other business. And so, and and I probably had the same amount of personals, give or take. And so now to see 28 turn into 7,300 in that, in a time span that's, well, I would say pretty much half the time. It just, yeah, it's mind blowing. So can't say enough about what this has done for me and the people on my team. It's just been an absolute plus.
One of the things that I'd like to ask you, Mike, is a lot of people out there, they don't have the time and energy, and maybe they don't even want to do all that due diligence and all of those things. You're now considered an expert in this space. So what advice would you give them? One of the things that I'm trying to tell folks is you don't have to know anything to join this platform. I mean, you don't have to know anything. You can learn and you can become an expert if you want to. Would you care to address that a little bit? What kind of people would be great for this platform?
Well, honestly, Nancy, is a good point, because I literally knew nothing about currency trading when I started this. I knew about Bitcoin and I knew I wanted to generate more of it, but I had no idea how to trade on the foreign exchange market. And it took me a while to understand what they were doing as a company. But honestly, we've got, a multitude of people that are in our organization that have no idea, and they are too busy to learn because it's not a priority. So they purchase a contract, they know how to withdraw profits on a weekly basis from their account, which goes straight to their Bitcoin wallet. And that's really, at the end of the day, all they do need to know is how to move money. And so if you don't know the engine run, that's totally up to you. I still, to this day, I have an idea of a general concept as to how it works, but I could not trade on my own. I could not get an account on the foreign exchange market and, with a broker and do my own trading. I don't have the patience for it. I don't want to be at my computer all day. So even though I understand more or less how it works, I don't do it myself. And so anyone who does want to generate another stream of income and just have it be fully automated, all they have to do is learn how to withdraw it to their Bitcoin wallet and they're good to go.
Love that. You're exactly right. So folks, listen hard and heavy here. No experience is necessary. It's no different than what you would go down to your bank and put a CD in for a certain time limit or something like that. And you don't care what the bank's doing with your money. You just know that you want to get paid that interest payment, right? Same concept here. We just give them our cash. They work behind the scenes, do their magic. And again, everything also is very transparent. Am I correct, Claudio? Everything you can go and see what's being traded and all of that from your back office?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can see the trades being done live, actually, constantly all day long.
So if you're one of those people who don't have any time, but you've got a few extra bucks that you can put into something like this would be your ticket. Again, you can be as active or passive as you want. The co-op right now, we've just been really passive. We just basically put 300 bucks in Bitcoin and just sit there and is letting that do its magic every single week and earning money. Now it's time to kick it up a notch. It's got a proven track record with us. We now know Mike. We now know Claudio. We know other people who are in this space. So we feel really confident about this platform. So we're going to be adding to this as we go along. So it has a proven track record for which we've been really pleased. Mike, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to get with us and tell us about your call and how they can find you to learn more about what it is that you're doing.
Absolutely. So as far as the presentation calls that I was doing on as Claudio mentioned, a pretty heavy rotation, those are on hold until we launch phase 2 this fall. So once that's ready to go, I'll be back on the circuit to do a number of calls that I'll have a set schedule for in the fall. Currently, I am doing a weekly Zoom call that's Bitcoin information only. So if you want to join, and there's no charge to this, this is just purely a passion of mine. I want to pay it forward. I want to teach it and orange pill, as they say, as many people as possible. And so I've started a Telegram group. The website link for it to join is bitcoinbullets.ca. And so anyone can go to that link, join the Telegram group. And if you do that, just once you're in the group, just scroll to the very top and work your way down with the info, because the more basic introductory stuff is at the top. And so every day or a couple of days, I'll post some links or stuff like that about Bitcoin. And then every Monday night, I do an open Zoom call, which is at meetwithmike.ca. All the info is on the Telegram group as well. And that starts at 9:05 Eastern. Usually run to the top of the hour to 10. So it's about an hour call, sometimes shorter. While I'm on the road here, calls probably will be shorter. I'm actually hoping to get to a motel I can plug in and do it tonight. But yeah,
I think we lost you again.
Okay. Just for clarification, folks, if you want to join his group on Telegram, it is bitcoinbullets.ca. And then his Monday night call at 9:05 Eastern is meetwithmike.ca. And you can get all that information on his Telegram. And I've been on there and I've been through quite a bit of his trainings, and they are really excellent. Excellent, because I too am interested in Bitcoin and crypto space, as well as, you know, all of the things that's going on out there, mining and all of that. And so anyways, you don't have to be, but it's just really interesting just to get yourself a solid foundation, you know, maybe just learn some basics so that you can talk intelligently about it. But again, it's not necessary. This platform is really simple. You just gather together. The first level right now is $300 US in Bitcoin. And that's where you start, and you can move up.
I think one of us may have frozen, Nancy. Your picture's frozen.
I can hear you, Claudio.
It must be Nancy then, because she's frozen now.
Yeah. Now I don't feel so bad that it was just me.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah.
Well, I really do appreciate you coming on, Mike, and giving us some valuable info. So it's
my pleasure, Claudio. Anytime.
Greatly appreciated. Oh, yeah, I lost Nancy. Oh, well, she must have made me a co-host because I'm still on here.
There you go.
Oh, how far along are you? Did you catch the main highway yet?
Yeah, I'm on the 69 to Perry Sound.
Okay. So you're figuring it's about a three-day journey?
Yeah, to get into Saskatchewan, yeah.
Okay, awesome. And what's the best part? You're getting paid the whole way along.
I will. This will be a paid vacation. Yes, that's definitely the best part, is to have your money follow you around wherever you go.
Absolutely. That's why I've got this background here. You know, literally earn money from anywhere in the world.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping she'll be able to come back on. I know she has. We're still recording. We're still live on her Facebook. So let's hope she manages to figure out how to get back on here. Okay, well, I don't want to keep you, Mike. I know you're driving right now, so I know, you know, I think we've gotten everything we needed. Again, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you for taking the time to jump on here, and I hope you have a safe trip all the way out west, and look forward to seeing you back here. Yeah, you're not coming through very well.
Away and welcoming new people to our team. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, Claudio, take care.
Okay. Yeah, you too. Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.